Now I'm going to talk about my top 5 worst physical media releases of 2021. Now I should state, I bought almost all these with my own money, except for one of these. One of these I got as a Christmas present, but the rest of them I bought with my own money. I'm happy I have them. They're just have issues about them that I don't think makes them great. Um, and so we're just gonna get into that. Let's start with the one that I think is the least worst out of these, which is Scream on 4K. Some of you guys might be thinking, why is Scream on your list of the worst of 2021 releases? Because a lot of people are very excited about Scream to come to 4K, and I would agree. Because I am too. I bought it, of course. I have the 3-movie collection. I have Scream 4, right? So that's my main issue with this release. This movie, I haven't watched it yet in 4K. I'm sure it looks great. But my issue with this movie is, this is an issue I'm having with a lot of new physical media releases, that if I can go and get a collection of all 3 Scream movies with 2 documentaries for $20, the same price that this 4K, is that, why would I ever buy a 4K, right? Because I could get a whole collection of them. And the reality is, that's why these physical media releases need to stop doing this, and they need to be collections. There's no reason that it came out on 4K and the rest shouldn't, right? And it makes it irritating too, because I bought this, I want to have the rest of them, so I go and buy these, right? Who's to say 2 weeks from now they go, oh, by the way, Scream 2 is actually coming on 4K? It's gonna piss you off, right? Because then you're like, but I just bought them, you know? And so from the jump, they should already be collections of all the Scream movies. Same issue why I don't have Saw on 4K. I'm sure Saw looks great on 4K. But my issue is, there's a collection of all the Saw movies on Blu-ray that I can get for the same price I would get the 4K of Saw. And sure, this looks great on 4K. I'm sure it does. And I love the slipcover. I'm excited to watch this movie for the first time before the 5th one comes out. But that's the other thing. This was made to tie in with the release of the new one, and they didn't even bother to just put out the rest of them, right? And I'm sure they're going to put Scream 5 on 4K when that comes out on home media. But there's going to be a gap of 3 other Scream movies that are not on 4K, and that's a big issue to me. As a completionist, I want all my movies on the same format, and it just bugs me that this is a gap now with my physical media collection. Not a huge problem, but one that always bugs me. Next one I'm going to talk about, this is the only one I didn't get with my own money. This was actually a Christmas present. And this is the 4K Star Trek collection. My issue with this set is, so this collection has Star Trek: The Motion Picture, and The Wrath of Khan, The Search for Spock, and The Voyage Home. And those are all great movies and all. And it's those collections on 4K for the first time. I haven't seen them all on 4K. I watched Motion Picture, which looked incredible on 4K. But the issue with this set is, on Blu-ray, they sell you Undiscovered Journey and First Contact. Oh, wait, that's not it. Sorry, there's actually 6. I forget which one is the other one, but I don't have all the original crew movies yet. But basically, that's my issue with this movie, this set, is that this set only includes 4 out of the 6 original movies, and they belong in a collection together. They're always sold in a collection together. This is the first time in a long time that they weren't sold in a collection together, and that is just really frustrating as a fan of these movies, because I've heard that they're making standalone releases for 4 and 5. Cool. But why should I have to go out and buy 4 and 5 separately when they could have been in this set? And the other part of it is, what if they don't do that? What if they don't have standalone releases of 4 and 5 and 6? What if they make a new collection of this collection where they put those movies in it? Then I have to go buy that set. And this set was not cheap. This is a $60 set. So when you're paying $60 and then you're like, shit, I gotta go rebuy it to get the other 2 movies, It's not worth it. It's not worth that money. It is these movies look beautiful. I love the art on this cover, on these covers for these. I think they look great, but because you're missing 4, 5, and 6, it really just sours the whole collection. So that's number 4. Number 3 is a Steelbook, and I'm putting this on this not because I don't like the Steelbook. I don't really know how creative you could have got with the Steelbook. That's why I think the Steelbook shouldn't have been made. But at the same time, I'm glad it is because it's like, it's a cool looking Steelbook, and I got it. This is the Wonder Steelbook. Comes with a little slip. See there? You're such a wonder. And then you got that. Cool art on it, right? Nothing too fancy. Out of all the Lionsgate Steelbooks they put out this year, this is the most boring. I think this one went very under the radar because I don't think this is a super popular movie. It's an okay movie. But it's like, because of the fact that it's already kind of an under radar movie, it's not a very pretty Steelbook. It's already on sale for $15. I would say get it if you really want it, but, you know, not one of their better looking Steelbooks. Let's start with, and then we'll go to number 2. Number 2 is the animated Night of the Living Dead. This movie flopped hard for Warner Brothers. So what this movie is it's a animated movie that basically is the same exact movie, shot for shot, animated Night of the Living Dead. So if you've seen the original 1968, I believe, I forget the year, Night of the Living Dead movie, is literally the exact same movie, shot for shot, animated. And it's ugly. It's not good to look at. It's just bad. There's no reason that this movie need to be remade like this, updated like this, and if it was gonna happen, it should have been prettier than this. This is an ugly ass looking movie. There is no good reason to buy this. I have it for completionist sake because I really love Night of the Living Dead, but this is a shitty movie. It went on sale literally like a month later after it came out for $10, and that's why I bought it. This is a shitty movie. No one should watch it. And then we're going to get to number 1. And this was very disappointing for everybody because Inglourious Basterds in 4K. The reason why this was disappointing for everybody is we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in 4K, but that is not a catalog. Quentin Tarantino. That's one of his new movies. This was the first time that the studio was saying, yes, older Quentin Tarantino movies are coming to 4K. We're going to give you one, and here it is. Here's the very first one on 4K, Inglourious Basterds. It was at a good price. It was at $20. They took the Blu-ray, put it out of print. Now you can no longer buy the Blu-ray. The only edition you can buy right now on the market is this ugly ass looking 4K. Everybody talked shit about this 4K. It's up there with Tomb Raider 2 right now. It's one of the worst reviewed 4Ks because it just doesn't look very good. And it's just disappointing. I know there's rumors about Kill Bill 1 and 2 and some other 4Ks coming out. And yeah, I'm very excited for those if those do come out, but they better be better than this. I bought this because I'd already seen the negative comments and reviews about it, but it was like, I didn't have the movie, and it was on sale for $10, and I said, shit, I'll grab it. So I grabbed it, and it does come with the Blu-ray disc, so you really don't just have to watch the 4K disc, but it's disappointing. Because it's Quentin Tarantino, one of the most famous, prestigious directors of all time. Putting out his films should mean the utmost quality, because his films are of the utmost quality, but instead, we get just a lousy disc. So that's my top 5 worst films of 2021 physical media releases. I'm sure there's worse than some of these, but the reality is, like, I'm going to state again, I don't hate any of these releases. I'm actually happy I own all of them. I bought them. I've watched them, all of them. Not like, except for the Star Trek set. I haven't gone through this whole set yet, and Scream and stuff. I haven't watched that yet, but I bought these. I plan to watch them. I'm going to watch them. I enjoy these. You look around my collection, every movie I own, I have for a reason. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So that's my top 5 worst physical media releases of 2021.